Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 16th to the 31st, 2023 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps this channel grow more than you will know. It helps the YouTube algorithm see that you like it, and it really helps me out tremendously. So thank you so very much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, the Three of Swords reversed. So what we need to be very aware of right now, Libra, is that we're releasing a lot of negativity and a lot of wounds that have defined us for a very long time. And in releasing this pain and hurt and disappointment, giving name to it and letting it go, we can find that we can be overwhelmed by it at times. We can find that we question the way that we're moving forward, what we really want. And we can even find that certain things that we thought, well, I'm completely over that, right? It has no bearance over me whatsoever, has a say in our lives. And it stops us short at times. So just be aware. We're releasing three major things, and we're going to be giving name to three major things that have held us back before. And now we're going to be empowered. So be aware of this, that it's going to take us kind of off guard. So as we're going like on our merry way, there's just going to be certain things that stop us in our tracks, that make us think of things that we haven't thought about in quite some time, that have us look at things very differently than we have before. So yeah, just be aware. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have mystical, embracing the mystical, embracing maybe what we have a hard time naming, what we have a hard time defining, and saying, I don't need to define it. It just needs to be. That can be astoundingly powerful and astoundingly beautiful. Embracing the mystical in our lives, letting us have a little bit more magic, a little bit more wonderment in our existence. That is a very powerful thing. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. So what's very interesting here is that we're starting a new journey. We're starting to connect with ourselves more and more. We're represented by the swords in the minor arcana, and here with the King of Swords coming forward, we're embracing that archetype of ourselves, the power of our voice, the power of our knowledge. We're accumulating knowledge, and we're going to see that we've been caged, we've been stuck, we've been trapped, it's just stuck. It's like I've just been stuck. And we're going to find that that stuckness is starting to be released. And that's going to be a very big thing for us. There's a sense that we're seeing things more deeply, more deeply, more deeply. And that can be very overpowering. So just know that you won't be able to define everything easily. You won't know how you know, but you will know, Libra. With the Knight of Cups, strong water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. If you're born on the cusp with Scorpio, if you have strong, water sign energy in your chart, this is going to come forward. And this is going to be what's leading you. Remember the heart chakra represented by green, but also in Qigong, the liver is represented by green. And the liver is where a lot of our anger is held. So this is going to be a time where our heart is being released of a lot of anger that has held it back. But how it is released and why it is released is because we have had to face kind of the face of fools. And that's what Spirit is saying. We've had to face certain things and certain, frustrations that we would rather have left alone. So just very much be aware of that. Very much be aware that you're connecting with something sacred right now. This is going to be a time period that it can be astoundingly beneficial, like astoundingly productive, astoundingly like, wow, I'm getting this done, I'm getting this done. But it is a time where you have to lead with the heart. You have to look at what's important to you and you have to say, do I love it? Do I love this? Is this, is this valuable to me? Because those are going to be the things that you are drawn to. And we might say, well, of course, Dane, we're always drawn to the things that are valuable to us. No, not all the time. Sometimes we're coasting. Sometimes we are doing what needs to be done, but it needs to have an emotional connection to us, or else we're just kind of going to leave it by the wayside. And it can be really important things too, work wise, that we're like, I'm not really into it. And so we'll leave it for last minute. So just be very aware of that. And if we can not do that, because I just see a lot of stress coming into our lives because of procrastination, or just because like we just weren't feeling it. And we need that, like, we need that chaos of it needs to be done now to really get ourselves into the energy of doing it. So just be aware of that. Be aware of that energy being around us during this time. Okay. With people who are water sign energies, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancers, we're going to find that they kind of nudge us forward, that they have us look at things in different ways. Maybe not the way that we want to. It's not always going to be something fun, but there is going to be a sense here of, there's a sense here of, well, either I'll show them, or, they're having me look at that. And, that's not how I want it to be. It's almost like something leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So just be aware of that. With the Fool here, you're jumping. You're taking a leap of faith. And you've actually had to muster up all your courage. People are going to think, well, of course you can do this. Like, of course you're doing this. Of course you're going after this. They're not going to see how much courage it took for you to get to this point. So stop listening to everybody, because people aren't going to be as sympathetic as you need them to be. They're not going to be as compassionate or caring or, understanding. They're going to think, well, of course you're going for this. Like, why aren't you doing it already? So there's some sort of fear here that you are overcoming. And that is made very clear with the energy to be mindful of during this time, is that we're releasing fear. But in releasing that fear, it kind of brings it to the forefront of our minds. And now we're jumping forward. We're jumping over the chaos of emotions that Spirit is saying to us. Can we muster this together? Do we know what we love? Do we know what we want? And yes, what we love and what we want, it will change over time. We'll grow, we'll change, we'll become different. And that's okay. We don't have to stay the same. And there's something here about not staying the same that is very important to us. There's also an embrace of the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, hey, if you tap like on your tailbone, right, which might sound funny to some, but that is where our creative energy is held. It is where our sensual energy is held, and it can really help vitalize us or revitalize us. So when it comes to our sacral chakra, there is also the sense of, I'm embracing, what makes me passionate, what is beautiful in my life, what is, is the sensual of existence. And it doesn't have to be in a romantic way. It's like I am falling in love with my life, with my energy and my desires. We're going to have Spirit really connecting with us. White animals in Welsh tradition and in Celtic tradition tended to be animals of the spirit world, had a closer connection to the spirit world. We're going to find that during this time, certain things are leading us forward. We'll be like, well, I don't know why I'm doing that, but I'm doing that. Or like, I don't know what led me here, but somehow I found myself here. And it's going to be little things. It's almost, I'm just hearing, okay, what Spirit is saying to me, it's Alice in Wonderland, like the white rabbit, that type of energy, falling down the rabbit hole. And that's going to be for a lot of us, Libra. We're going to be like, well, I just fell down this rabbit hole. Or, there's something with either a Alice in Wonderland sticker or, white rabbit. You might have a rabbit that's white or get a white rabbit. There is something here where there's a significance to the white rabbit. I know we have a horse and a dog here, but I don't know. Spirit brought that imagery forward so powerfully. That imagery of the white hair, especially, is a sacred feminine energy symbolism. So that could also be the case of connecting with the sacred feminine. There's also a book, the White Hair. Yeah, it's by Jane. Oh, I forget her last name. It's a really good book. So here, with the King of Swords, there is a sense of, I'm cutting through doubts and fears. You need to fill your lungs more. All right. Yeah, you do. You need to take deep breaths. There's almost a sense of very shallow breathing, okay? Slowing things down, taking deep breaths, focusing on your breathing is going to be something that's highly beneficial for you, right? But even just embracing the throat chakra, embracing your words, embracing what you desire, embracing what you're looking for, looking at things more openly and honestly with yourself, being very open and honest with what you want, with what you are seeing in your life, and saying, like, say things out loud, move things forward, talk to yourself. It's not that you can't be in silence. That's not what Spirit is saying at all. It's almost like you need to hear it. You need to hear it. It needs to vibrate around you. That energy, the words. And some of the words you're going to say, and it's like, ooh, that's not what I want. And other things you're going to say, and it's like, yes, that feels right. Let's explore that. Let's look at that. Let's dive deeper into that. But you need that vibration of words. Words are going to be very important. The vibration of words are going to be very important. I don't know if somebody's working with like tuning fork energy vibration, but the vibration of words, okay? Very, very, very important. You're coming out of a cage, a prison, one might say, and there is this sense of being reborn. Now, with the Ten of Swords, you've completed a cycle, okay? I completed a cycle of thoughts. It has been overwhelming, and now you are releasing. With the Ten of Swords, there are going to be 10 things over a decade cycle. It can be, it can be less, but it's going to be in a count of 10, all right? 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years of things that you have learned, knowledge that you have taken on and taken in, people who have tried to stop you, like tried to not stop you in like, oh no, don't do that, like don't touch the hot stove type of thing. It's going to be people who have tried to destroy you. And that sounds overly dramatic, but Spirit is showing it to be rather dramatic. It's like people who have tried to keep you from moving in the direction that you need to move in. And what you're going to see here is that their hurtful, hateful words are no longer holding you back. It's a sense of almost like, I've heard it all before. And who are you to tell me my existence? And there's a rebirth. There's a resurrection of spirit and soul. There's that real sense of transformation, the phoenix rising. That energy is so important to you during this time. There's a sense of like, out of the ashes comes so much. But there's also the sense of, I'm letting go, right? I'm letting go of a past that has defined me for way too long. And people say, yes, we are our past, right? We are our history, our ancestry. That's important. Even our karmic ancestry, it's all important. But a lot of times, all of a sudden, that becomes like all that we are. And there's no room for us to be us, because to carry the weight of everything else. I'm not saying that individuality is the best way or that it isn't the best way. What Spirit is saying here is that stop defining yourself by what happened before and start seeing yourself as a powerful, beautiful, courageous person who's moving forward in your life and who's going after what you want. The High Priestess, I mean, seriously, nobody tells the High Priestess what to do. It's not here that we have to be this lone wolf, absolutely independent, absolutely not caring what others think. What Spirit is saying is that the High Priestess has a knowledge, has a grace, has an elegance to her that is astounding. It is astounding. I always think of the Oracle of Delphi when I think of the High Priestess, like this person who just knows. And yes, people would come from all over the ancient world to hear the prophecies of the Oracle of Delphi and spend their whole life decoding it. But isn't that what life is? It's decoding why we're here. It's figuring it out. It's slowing down. It's connecting. So much of our world, we want to force things forward. We say, well, things have to happen in this time frame, in this way. It has to be like this. And Spirit's asking us, why? Why does it have to be like that? The High Priestess is the veil being lifted from our eyes, is saying, this is what I want. This is what I need in life. This is how I need to move forward for me. It's becoming much more open and much more honest with ourselves. It can be astoundingly overwhelming, yes, but it's also astoundingly beautiful. We might not be ready for a lot of what the High Priestess is showing us. We might be very much on the earthly plane right now, and that's cool. If we're not ready, tell Spirit, you know what? I need to take it slow. When things are unveiled, as things are unveiled, as I'm seeing things more deeply, as I'm connecting more deeply with the spirit world, I need to take it slow. But if you're ready to jump in, and if you're saying, this is my calling, then this is a time where you can advance profoundly. Where people might sit there and say, well, that's foolish and that's nonsense. And that's fine. It could be foolish nonsense to some, and to others, it is the core of their belief and the power of their soul. It is who they are. You don't need everybody to believe in you, just like you don't need everybody to fall in love with you. You just need that one person that believes in you, right? That one love that picks you up, that moves you forward. People tend to think, oh, I need everybody to admire me. I need everybody to love me. No, just a small group, just a few, a one. That's amazing. That's amazing. And when it comes to falling in love, there's something here where it's like, as the veil is lifting from your eyes, as you're seeing things, you're going to see love in a very different way, right? And it's very beautiful. And it's our world wants everybody to be jealous and admire and love and lust. And it's like, okay, that's great. But you don't need to be everybody's cup of tea. You just need to be one person's cup of tea, right? You just need to be for that one person that sees you, that loves you, that connects with you. And that's going to be very much the energy that's around you during this time. It's like, it's not for everybody. It's for the few that see. It's for, those that are moving forward with me. And that's a beautiful thing. So here it's like, I'm not looking for the adulation of everyone. But I am going to be seen by someone that takes my breath away. And that's going to be a really cool thing. That's a really cool thing, Libra. And it can be romantically, it can be friendship wise. I mean, it all depends where we are on our journey. Our subconscious spirit message here is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. We're not done. The Wheel of Fortune reversed, I'm just seeing here, it's like everything isn't changing. We're not done yet. There's something that we think subconsciously, like, I'm done, this is over. And it's like, no, come back. You didn't finish. So that's going to be, it can be annoying, but it's going to be a very good thing. Just be mindful of it, because you think, okay, that's over, that's done. And Spirit's going to pull you back in. Our subconscious spirit message here is radiant reverse. We're having a bit of difficulty letting ourselves shine, embracing what we truly want or who we truly are. Or, it's just letting ourselves shine for whatever reason. So just be mindful about that. Our subconscious tarot message is the Four of Pentacles reversed. The Four of Pentacles is blockage. Okay. Now here we might be having a bit of difficulty in guarding ourselves. Like we might be just throwing ourselves into things a little bit too much, taking things too personally, putting too much of our own life energy into things. So be aware of that. That can be very draining, very overwhelming. But there's also a sense here of vampiric energy being released. It's like energy that has been draining us, that has been overwhelming us. We're finding a balance. And we're saying, you know what, this I want, this I don't want. This I am giving my time and my energy to, and this I am not. So be aware of this and be aware of you moving forward, right? Because there's a release here. But we can go from one extreme to another. We can have energy like draining us, overwhelming us, and then we can release it all. And it's almost like we don't have a cap on what we're giving. So just be aware of this. I know this might sound a little bit kind of all over the place, but the Four of Pentacles for me is vampiric energy. Four of Pentacles reversed is a release of that vampiric energy. But Spirit's saying here, you might not have right now very good boundaries with people, with ideas, with energies. Like things could be hitting you a bit more than they usually do. And that's because you're releasing a lot of negativity, but you're not guarding yourself well. Like you're not properly protecting yourself. So be aware of that. All right. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.